So, Chelsea, welcome to the Global Exposure, New Delhi, India. So, tell me about the Columbia College, its location, its courses, and how useful for the international students.
My name is Chelsea, and I am from Columbia College, which is based in downtown Vancouver. So, for those of you who are not familiar with Vancouver, it's the beautiful city that is behind me here. Vancouver is a great location for students to come to Canada because it's the most mild climate. So, if you're a little bit afraid of winter, it's going to be a little bit easier for you because Vancouver is a city that it maybe only snows once or twice a year. So it's mostly raining in the wintertime, so it's a little bit easier of an adjustment. Vancouver is a world-class city. It's home to some of the largest universities and leads Canada in economic growth. So it's a very good place to start your journey in Canada. Columbia College is a specialized university transfer school. And what we do is we specialize in transitioning international students into the Canadian education system by offering small class sizes and affordable tuition to students. We have university transfer programs in arts, science, computer science, engineering, political science, mass communications, many faculties. And we also offer associate degrees in arts and science, and there are a range of concentrations within those. All of our programs are authorized for the postgraduate work permit in Canada. So if you're interested in getting some work experience upon completion, you're able to do this. However, if you want to continue your degree and finish a bachelor's degree, all of our courses transfer into every university in the province of British Columbia. So this includes the University of British Columbia, Simon Fraser University, Thompson Rivers, if you want to go out of Vancouver. So it's flexible in giving you options to what you'd want to do after your second year in Canada. The other thing that makes Columbia College a special school is we are a nonprofit organization. So we offer one of the most affordable tuition packages for students that are coming to Vancouver. And we are almost 100% international students. So what this means is we specialize in what students need for their first step in Canada. And it's our job to really give you all the tools to succeed in the Canadian education system. And then after us, you're free to do what you want, to go into the workforce on the postgrad work permit or apply to a larger university to finish a degree. So that's us in a nutshell.
Great. Chelsea, do you have full-fledged 4-year bachelor degree also to complete with?
We do not. Yeah, that's a good question. So the maximum amount of study you can complete with us is a 2-year associate degree, which is an academic diploma. We do not have full 4-year bachelor's degrees, and we do not have any postgraduate programs either.
Chelsea, tell me about what is the basic requirement for the student getting admission into the Columbia?
Yeah, for sure. So if students are, we allow for a 2-year study gap. So if students have graduated from 2018 or 2019, we require a 70% average on CBSE State Board or other state boards, and 75% if you're from the PSEB State Board. That's on 4 academic grade 12 subjects. And if you're from the 2020 pass out during the COVID situation here, we've reduced it down just to a 70% average for all state boards. So 4 academic grade 12s, but one point I just want to emphasize here is that Columbia College does not ask for math for any program. So if, say, students are in the commerce stream or they're in the medical stream and they didn't take math in their 12th, you can still apply to Columbia College, say, engineering or science programs or business. And what we do is we do a math placement test for all of our students. So yes, math is still going to be a part of your program, but just because you didn't do it in 12th, it's possible with us to take the placement test and start math where you are at. So each student might start at a different math level. So that's a really important part for students that are in streams that didn't take math up until grade 12.
Great. Chelsea, that is the most important information which you have given. There is a problem with math with the Indian student. Most of the arts and commerce students don't have math in their classroom. And then obviously some science students also having biology. but they don't have math.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yes, that would be a great
yeah.
opportunity for them.
Exactly. So this is exactly why we've done this. You know, it's not a student's fault that their high school system doesn't have math, and it's a requirement of most Canadian programs. So we will do our best to upgrade students while they start a university program at the same time. So that's the benefit of our school, is we're there to kind of fill in those gaps. And it's still compulsory. They will have to do math, but they don't have to think they can't apply for a program because they don't have it. So that's an area that we're really able to assist students in.
Great, great, Chelsea. Just tell me about the proficiency English requirement.
Sure. Yeah. So if students want to apply for the stream, which most of our students do, we accept the IELTS with no band less than 6.0. So if students apply with a 6.0 overall and 6.0 in writing, they will go into a preparatory English course called 099 just for their first term, but they will be able to take up to 3 university courses at the same time at that level. So it's not just an upgrading program. If they have IELTS 6.5, they will go directly into a full-time university program. So very similar to all colleges in British Columbia. If students want to apply now, our 2020 pass outs with Duolingo, we will accept this as a proficiency at 110 and above. So students are able to use Duolingo. Obviously, they can't apply for the SDS if they do this. So they can submit Duolingo now with 110 or above, and we will accept this, and then they can submit an IELTS score later if they want to apply for the SDS visa.
Great. So, Chelsea, tell me about, do you have the co-op option also with the courses?
It's a good question. We don't offer co-op placements to our students because we're in the city of Vancouver and we're a small school. I didn't say this before. We only have 2,400 students. So it's very difficult to compete with the big fishes of SFU and UBC and all these big universities that are in our city. So we've opted out of co-op placement, but what we do is have a career advisor on campus that will help students with job preparedness. So that means creating a resume, interview skills. We often have career fairs at the school, or we will share opportunities with our students. But because we're a small school, offering co-op placements probably wouldn't be that competitive compared to the big schools. So we really recommend, if students want to do a co-op program, we highly encourage it, but they should transfer to university, maybe in their second year or in the third year. And then they have access to the best co-op programs that there are to offer. So this is sort of our strategy for students, but career advising is available on campus to help out with this, general job placements.
Chelsea, just tell me about the tuition fees, the range of tuition fees for the different courses.
Yeah, great. So Columbia College, as I said, is a nonprofit organization. And so what we do is try to keep tuition as affordable as possible for students in the city of Vancouver. So 1 year tuition at Columbia is $16,050 Canadian. And so a 2-year total associate degree is just over 32,000, close to 33,000 Canadian dollars. So it's a very affordable program. If you're targeting a city, obviously smaller communities will be a little bit more affordable, but in the city of Vancouver, it's one of the most affordable programs for students because we believe all students should have access to education. So we kind of apply a tuition waiver on the back end for all of our students to keep it affordable for them.
Chelsea, do you have the scholarship provision also for the students?
It's a good question. We do not offer any entrance scholarships for our students, and this is because we've already reduced tuition quite substantially for everybody. But we do have many scholarships available once you're a student at Columbia College, and we also have book awards, these other sort of scholastic achievements. So once you're a student in Canada and once you prove your academic performance in the Canadian system, there are many more available for you. But we do not do anything for an entrance scholarship.
Great. Chelsea, tell me about the residence facility which you have for the students.
Yeah, that's a really great question. And this is a big challenge in Vancouver. As you can see behind me, it's a densely populated city. It's very beautiful.
I have been to there. I have seen this is a great city.
Yeah. So Our school is located maybe just a 5-minute walk away from these high rises that you see here. So we are in an urban center. So Columbia College does not have a residence for students. And you know, we've made this active decision over the years because the cost of housing in Vancouver is very high compared to other parts of Canada. And so if we had a residence, you know, we would have to triple tuition fees to sort of accommodate this price. So we don't offer a residence to our students, but we do a homestay placement. And this is for students to make sure you have a safe place to stay. So homestay means we will set you up with a Canadian family that you will live in their home. So you will have 3 meals a day, all of your bedding, electricity, everything is provided. You just have to bring yourself and your belongings. 3 meals a day for $925 a month if you're 19 and above. If you're under 19 and you require custodianship, which is the legal guardian, we will provide this, and it's $1,000 a month. And the homestay families, we always try to find that are within, you know, 20 to 40 minutes of the school by public transportation. The SkyTrain, which is our metro network, is right beside the school. It's a 2-minute walk away. So students can really live anywhere in the Lower Mainland if they have access to the train, and it's quite easy to get to campus. So we will take care of this for students. We'll ask questions like, what do you like to do for fun? Do you have dietary restrictions? These sorts of things to match with the most appropriate homestay family. And students will actually get to meet them before and contact them and, you know, see where they're going to live. And if there's any issues, we can sort that out there. So yeah, this is our solution to homestay. It is a very affordable solution to home housing because it is a very competitive landscape for housing here in Vancouver.
Could you tell me about your popular courses for the students?
Yeah, sure. So I would say most of our students from India are interested in the associate degree program. So a lot of them are pursuing the 2 years. The most popular associate degrees right now are the Associate of Arts in Business Administration and Communications and Psychology. So those are very competitive programs. Students, you know, get access to really great, well-rounded courses. And then within the sciences, the Associate of Science in Computer Science is very high in demand. And this is because Vancouver is being set up as what we call Silicon Valley North. So all of the tech companies and such from the US have set up offices in Vancouver because of the low Canadian dollar and all the opportunity here. So a lot of students are pursuing computer science fields within Vancouver because there's a lot of great future opportunities here. And then if students are coming into just the university transfer system, if they're looking for a full 4-year bachelor's degrees, our most popular programs are business and engineering. And this is because most of our students are targeting SFU and UBC, which SFU and UBC's popular programs are engineering and business. So those I would say are the most popular pathway programs for our students.
Great, great. So your all pathway programs is transferred for all the university and college under the business.
Yes. So all of our courses, we are fully integrated into what we call the BC transfer system here.
Okay.
And this is a program in the province of British Columbia where students can take up to half of their bachelor's degree at a college and transfer their courses into the university for full credit. So it's not, you know, a foundation where they're doing upgrading. It is the same as first and second year courses. And the great thing with this is students can actually check their courses ahead of time. It's on the bctransferguide.ca. So this is a website. Students can actually go and check out their courses ahead of time.
Okay.
Our academic advisors will help students choose these courses and make sure that they're on the right path, but they can do it on their own too because it's available online at all times.
Great, Chelsea. And then just tell me about what are the intakes available for the admission?
Yeah, so right now we are still recruiting for our September intake, but every year we have 3. So we have a January intake, a May intake, which just started on Monday, Tuesday, our classes just started, and September intake as well. So we always have 3 intakes for students. So this is multiple entry points, but it also means students can get ahead in their program if they want to, because they can take more classes a year with us, or they can take a few less courses, like maybe 3 a semester, and stretch it out throughout the year. So it's a little less intense every semester. So every student finds their own style and their own way of doing things. But yeah, 3 intakes a year are always available for our students.
Can you tell me about the post-work permit scenario? If somebody don't want to upgrade their course into the bachelor degree, or want to finish this 2-year course with the Columbia only, what would be the post-work permit scenario?
Yeah, so essentially students, once they finish their program, they have 180 days to decide if they want to apply for the postgraduate work permit. And the postgraduate work permit is authorized for up to 3 years. So we have most of our students are getting 3-year permits. And then the post-work opportunities vary, right? It really depends on students and what's sort of happening at the time. But what I can say is that there are many jobs available in Canada at the middle management sort of level, right? So it's entry level and middle of the ground work. Students shouldn't expect to be making $70,000 a year with an associate degree. You know, it's an average maybe 30 to 50,000, depending on what sort of job they get into. Obviously, computer science jobs are probably going to pay a little bit more than, say, a general associate of arts, right? So yeah, what we would say is that there's many jobs available at this level. The government of Canada actually wants students to come in and stay at this level. And what I can speak to is the province of British Columbia did their market labor outreach in 2019. And just in our province alone, there are going to be 861,000 jobs become available. And this is through, you know, just replacing general workforce, the aging population. You know, most of our population in Canada is over the age of 50. So people retiring, and also just new economic growth that is going to come up. So while we can't really look ahead into the future and say, hey, this is exactly the job you're going to get, we can say our country needs people to come and replace our workforce. We've always been a country that's relied on, you know, immigration. And you know, we're in the post-COVID world, or in the COVID world right now. We don't know what next month looks like. But what I can say is Canada's always had a strong economic condition. We're assuming things will, you know, gradually get back to normal, or the new normal, as they're saying. And just the nature of our population aging means there is going to be always a requirement of people to come into the country and replace our job force, because there are not enough Canadians to do this right now. Yeah.
Yes,
So a long answer, but it's a little bit of a tough one right now.
Chelsea, tell me about the placement support which Columbia provides for excess students.
Placement support?
Yes.
In what way? Sorry.
Like the student want to discontinue their education after 2-year diploma only,
Okay.
and want to place in the market. Do you provide the support for their students?
So into the next post-secondary level, you mean?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, sure. Sorry, it's just making sure I understand. Yeah, absolutely. So the one thing students have to remember is Columbia College only works with international students, right? And so we know that all of the students that come in need assistance navigating the system. Learning how to use the BC Transfer Guide, learning how to use all the academic resources, you know, the library, learning what are the academic integrity requirements in Canada. So every step of the way we have support for students, you know, while they're in school, the library, we have a full tutorial center that is free of charge. So say a student needs help in math or economics, they can make an appointment with the professional tutors. They're not students, professional tutors. That they can make sure that they're getting the academic support they need while they're in progress. And then what happens is we will set them up with an academic advisor that they're going to start discussions about what is the next step. Do you want to apply to university? What university? Give me 3. Usually they say, okay, let's have 3 options, or what's your backup plan? What's the secondary option if you don't get your first choice? And so our counselors will meet with them to discuss, you know, the opportunities. They're going to look at their GPA and say, hey, you know, GPA is not the strongest, maybe not UBC, but let's try another university. So this conversation is ongoing, and we will always help them select their courses. We're very, very familiar with the requirements of all the universities and the GPA requirements. And so it's a long conversation that keeps happening every semester. So students, when they register in courses, can do it online on their own, or they can sit down and do course planning and meet a counselor every semester. It really just depends on that. And we're going to help them choose the right courses. In regards to UBC, we do a UBC application day for the Sauder School of Business, where we bring all the students together who are targeting UBC Business School. We're going to sit down and look at their CV and look at all of everything and just really make sure they're ready to submit that application before it goes through. So students have to be vocal if they need help. You know, we're not going to sit there and go check on every student, but if they are active and they come to student services, they'll find they have unlimited support services from us.
Chelsea, great. You have given so much of information. This is the last question. If you summarize the three major points why a student is to choose the Columbia College, what would be your 3 points?
Sure. Yeah, first and foremost, it would be that we're flexible. Columbia College is designed to fill in the gaps and help students get from where they're at in their current country to the next level. So flexible in how we approach things, flexible in just our general day-to-day life. The second would be that we're affordable. We are a nonprofit organization, and our main goal is to help students have an affordable option in the city of Vancouver. And the third would be, that's a hard one. I would just say life at Columbia College is we're a family. We're big enough to provide all the supports, all of the systems that students need to succeed, but small enough that we're on a first name basis. You know, we know students, we meet them in the hall, we have clubs, activities, and I would say Columbia College is just a nice family. So if you're looking for a place to start your life in Canada, you can come into the Columbia College family. And I think we'll do everything we can to make sure you have the tools to succeed in Canada.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. You have given so much of information. I must thank you from the Indian student behalf, and then definitely this session would be benefited for the student of international student. And thank you so much. Thank you much.
Yeah.
Time and then
no problem. Thank you very much. I appreciate all your time as well. As I said, we are still open for last minute applications for